What's going on, guys? Got another knife here for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Boker Plus. This is the Charles Marlowe collaboration, titled or named the Squall. This is a pretty cool knife, to be honest. I don't know very much about Charles Marlowe. I know he's a pretty rare to, it seems like, at least from my experience, pretty rare to come by a custom maker, yet one that's in pretty high demand. And so, Boker Plus, unfortunately, I don't have my, more like production knives with me. So I do have some other Bokers in my collection that I, for whatever reason, haven't gotten rid of. But I have like the GTC Federal collaboration. I've got the Jeremy Marsh. I don't even remember what it's called. The Mini Vanquish. I think that's what it's called. Collaboration. I still have the Rexford Epicenter as well. And then I have the Titanium Kwaiken from Lucas Burnley. And so this is my friend's Marlowe that he wanted me to check out. And I don't know if this is a completely fair assessment because he has a lot of machinery and the talent to be able to smooth out a lot of knives. Put in the amount of handwork that hopefully should go into the knives that we purchase. But given that this is from a lower end Chinese factory, not the ones that we see from Custom Knife Factory, I don't think at least. At least the reputation that Boker Plus has had in the past has not been very favorable. So, however, that might change based on my impression on this knife, as well as the Federal. My impression of that knife was pretty good, and then their execution on the Kwaiken was also very good. The fit and finish on all those knives were, I would say, on par with Spyderco. Not quite the Taiwan plant finish, but on par with the Chinese plant Spydercos. Seemed pretty good. But anyway, this is a 4-inch blade, 440C blade, so not the best steel. 440C in my experience has actually done pretty well, holds an edge decently. It's definitely better than 440A for sure, 428C, better than AUS 8 as well in my opinion. So has worked better than cold steel knives that I've owned and whatnot. So this is a blade that's got this really large belly as well as a slight recurve near the end of the blade. It's opened via this thumb hole right here, so not quite Strider, not quite Spyderco, so it looks like an egg, but it works just fine. Not the best flipping knife. You can snap it out like that. Typically when you get this knife, it's only going to be tip down carry as well, so these holes don't exist on a normal Marlowe Squall that you would get from Boker. So this one was tapped by my friends. That's why I'm saying, he has the know-how and the ability to be able to, do things like this. So, having the clip tip up like that makes this knife already way better than what what my normal impression would have been. Any knife that's tipped down just makes me all of a sudden honestly just not want it. Even a full custom knife I wouldn't want if it's tipped down. So features stainless steel bolsters, stainless steel liners, and then linen micarta scales. So looks like a custom Emerson knife, and I wish I could have shown my custom Emerson, but I recently just sold it to a really great guy, so I'm very thankful to be able to have some funds to help my daughter get some dental procedures. But anyway, and then I think this Backspacer right here is either a G10 black smooth G10 Backspacer. It doesn't look like it because it doesn't seem like it has any texture, so it may just be a plastic, some kind of plastic spacer. So it's very possible. given the reputation of Boker or whatever. So, but overall, this knife is actually a very comfortable knife, very smooth finish. Jimping here is a little bit functional, so it works, salvageable. But you know, overall in the hand, it feels actually really good. Very smooth finish and whatnot. So really molds to your hand well. It's a big knife. It's let's see, 9 inches overall. So comparable to say this Emerson CQC 13. Almost pretty much exactly the same. This is a kind of case in point in terms of the quality of the China products. This is a what's it called? Clone of the 0777 from Zero Tolerance. So again, very similar in size. Here you have it against the Sebenza. So quite a bit bigger than the Sebenza, and here you have it against a Browse Turpin Strife right here. So you know, it's a big knife, but it's not a clunky knife though. You know, and maybe, you know, the tip down again kind of sways my thinking on this knife, but you know, it's gonna fit pretty well in the pocket like this. Like this, it's gonna be, I think, to me, it would be a little bit more annoying because the jimping's all gonna sit right here where your hand would slide in on the pocket. So that's why I hate tip down carry. So I cannot say that enough. And it's not, you know, really, it's not that heavy of a knife. It's 6.5 ounces about. And you know, lock fit and finish is no up and down whatsoever. Tiniest bit of side to side, you know, that might be, you might be able to just tighten that on the pivot screw. So overall fit and finish on this knife, you know, it seems pretty good. And the lockup, the blade tang is, you know, from my experience on a lot of the Bokers, it's not as radiused as a lot of the Bokers that I've handled are, and that's usually the proponent of why it has that amount of lock rock or developed lock rock for their titanium frame locks. So definitely the Marsh had horrible fit and finish. That was one of the most terribly executed knives from Boker. I felt really bad for Jeremy Marsh. And then the Rexford Epicenter as well, as cool of a knife as that was poorly executed. So again, with their most recent runs of, you know, again, the Kwaiken, the Federal, this one, as well as a handful of other ones that I've been hearing about, they've seemed like they've been getting their act together a little bit better, and so this seems like it's a example of that. So honestly, you know, this knife at $100, I mean, I wouldn't get it, you know, mainly because of the steel and of course because of the tip down. But if you can overlook that in the 440C, this is a pretty good execution of, you know, a Marlowe custom that you might see out there. And so, you know, overall look of the knife, it's pretty handsome, I think, you know. So anyway, that's my little quick take on the Boker Squall from Charles Marlowe. Let me know what you guys think on the comments down below. You guys take care, and I'll see you on the next vid. Bye.